First thing I want to go through is just a couple of frequently asked questions. You know, the first question I get asked a lot is, you know, when I rehearse and when I practice and when I warm up, do I have to stand? Traditionally, teachers usually would say, yes, you need to stand always, and it's all about posture, and it's all about, you know, aligning the body, and I remember hearing all of those things. I don't think most of that I've true is necessarily has to be, and you know, you have, in the pop world, you have musicians who play and sing from a sitting position, they stand, they play a guitar. So in the practical real world, whether you're singing for real or whether you're practicing, you don't have to be in a standing position. You're able to produce, you know, with these techniques, you're going to be able to produce very good, accurate sounds that don't harm you, whether you're in a seated position or you're in a standing position. In fact, you know, if you think about it, nothing really takes place from here below. Nothing really takes place. So whether you're in a standing or sitting, it's irrelevant. So I will say that it is good to exercise good posture for many reasons, for your back and support. So it is good to keep a flat, you know, back, keep everything nice and up and shoulders back and down, but relaxed. You don't want to, you want to eliminate as much tension, especially here and in your shoulders, as you can. But sitting is great. You can do these exercises in your car if you want to. Another question I get asked a lot is, how do I extend my range? You know, range is important, but I think the way that I would answer that is, it's important for you to extend your useful range. If you're finding that there are songs that you would like to do or that you should be doing that you can't because of your limitation of your range, then it's definitely time. But I'm not going to be one of those people that says, oh, you need to have a 5-octave range. Practically speaking, only 2 octaves are going to be useful in a practical setting. So it's really important that wherever you resonate, whether you're a soprano, alto, tenor, or bass, that you're resonating optimally in that range of that vocal part. It doesn't mean that a bass can't sing a tenor line or a tenor can't hit bass notes. It's just going to be where you resonate naturally, and it's going to be important for you to pick songs that do that. A lot of what we're going to cover today is you're going to find that is going to increase your range, but I'm not going to go so far as that you need to have a 5-octave range to achieve success. Not at all. It's just important to know what range where you want to be, where the songs you want to sing sit, and to just focus on that. Third question I get asked a lot is, how do I sing without strain? Now, this is a big one because a lot of times singers, whether it's taught this or it's just, you know, the way that we do it, we do things that cause a lot of strain in our throat. And the techniques I'm going to show you are actually going to show you how to sing without strain, without any pressure whatsoever in the wrong spot. There is a muscle required. It's all down here, but it's built for strain. This up here is not built for strain. It's just built to resonate. So we want to take all the pressure here, move it downward. We're going to talk a little bit about diaphragm singing, which I'll explain what that means. But the goal here is to sing without strain. I'm going to show you how to do that. And the good news is that everything I'm going to show you how to do, you've done before. In fact, I would go so far as to say it's innate. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be initially easy in this process, because I think that we've gone to great lengths to unlearn some key factors about what gives us an instrument. But if you take singing as it relates to speaking, I've been speaking my whole life. In fact, I do it every day, so I'm actually quite good at it. So it's not something that I think about or like, what type of technique do I use when I sing without or speak without strain? I just do it. It's innate. I know how to speak. I know how to speak without hurting my voice, you know, and most people do. It's innate. No one had to show me how to do that. I just copied what was around and made my own voice. Singing is no different. You'll find that singing and speaking are actually more similar than we realize. Another question that I get asked a lot is, am I limited to one vocal style? You know, a lot of times in my vocal groups, there are some people who have different backgrounds, some with musical theater, some with a classical background, and they ask, well, can I sing a different style? And then I would answer them, well, I don't know, can you? You know, the easy answer is absolutely. There's nothing that says you can't adopt more than one style. But that answer really lies in your own self. Are you open to exploring different ways of accomplishing things? Are you so locked into the way that you were taught that a new way or a new approach is foreign and you're just not comfortable with that? So you would know the answer to that better than me. You know, there are some people who feel that you can tackle any style and you can sing you know, you can sing bluegrass and then do rock and then you could do gospel. I don't know that I would go that far. I think in order to produce a credible sound in a particular style, it requires focus. So if you really decide, hey, I really want to apply an R&B style to my voice, you're going to need to focus on that. And you're going to need to make that a center of study and a center of focus. You're not going to want to try to study 5 styles simultaneously. The ones that are really good, they give it focus. Now, there are people out there that could do a pretty fair job at all styles, but if you're really wanting to be excellent at a style, it's kind of like that old saying, you know, you can be a jack of all trades, but you really can only be a master of one. So understand that, yes, you can adopt multiple styles, but understand that you need to give whatever style you're going to focus on. It's kind of like me dressing. I couldn't adopt 5 different styles in my dress, or one day be one thing and the next day be another thing. I kind of need to commit to it so that your voice is no different. Okay, big question. What does it mean to sing from your diaphragm? I know a lot of times we hear these terms and we're like, what does that mean? What does it mean to sing from my diaphragm? Look, it's very simple. I'm going to show you diaphragm. Right here. This is the diaphragm area. This is the muscle that pushes, you know, that can be used to push air in and out, or to pull air in from out here down into the lungs and to push air out. Okay? So this is always engaged, almost in a bearing down position, like you are going to bear down in lifting something. It's not like a crunch where you're drawing it in like a dancer might. It's more of a pushing out. You know, as you push air out, as air goes in, this goes out, and as air flows out, imagine the way you would feel if you were blowing up a balloon. You wouldn't be able to blow that balloon up by expanding and closing your chest. In other words, if you take a breath and expand your chest like this, just one of those, I felt dryness in my throat, I felt anxiety in my chest, and it made me cough. So we don't want to do a whole lot of those. In fact, we don't want to do those at all. We want to use this muscle down here, instead of sucking air through our mouth and pushing it and to try to expand our lungs, we want to just kind of do that work before drawing in air. Almost like if we create a void down here, we're sucking the natural, kind of like a effect. As I create a void, the air just naturally flows in. So when I take a breath, it looks more like this. I open the throat. In other words, I don't constrict it with an H or an aspiration type sound like this. You don't want to do that. That dries out the vocal cords that fast. So you want to take in very open breaths. See, I was able to get all that in a pulse just from opening up. So you might want to practice that of just taking in, you know, just a breath a different way. Grab a balloon maybe and just try blowing it in. See how you respond naturally to blowing air into something. Singing is just like that. Sometimes we apply our mind to it too much. It becomes at first it might feel a little awkward, but it does get more comfortable along the way.